Hey y'all, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into the wonderful world of gardening, focusing on one of my favorites, juicy, homegrown tomatoes. There's just something so satisfying about picking a sun-ripened tomato straight from the vine and incorporating it into your favorite dishes. Whether you're a seasoned gardener or just starting out, this step-by-step guide will equip you with everything you need to know to achieve a bumper tomato harvest. So, let's grab our gardening gloves and get growing. Just like choosing the right paint color can make or break a room's ambiance, selecting the right tomato seeds is crucial for a successful harvest. First things first, consider your climate. Do you have a short growing season? Opt for early maturing varieties. Live in a hot and humid region? Look for disease-resistant options that can handle the heat. Next, think about your taste buds and how you plan to use your tomatoes. Want those classic juicy slicers for burgers and salads? Beefsteak varieties are your go-to. Craving those sweet bite-sized bursts of flavor? Cherry tomatoes are the way to go. Now let's talk variety types. Hybrids are bred for disease resistance and high yields, while heirlooms offer unique flavors and a touch of history. Personally, I love growing a mix of both. Remember, take your time, do your research, and choose varieties that spark joy. After all, gardening should be fun and fulfilling. Now that you've chosen your tomato varieties, it's time to bring those tiny seeds to life. About 6 to 8 weeks before your last expected frost date, grab your seed starting mix. It's like fluffy, nutrient-rich soil specifically designed for seedlings. Fill your seed trays, gently press down the soil, and sow those seeds about 1/4 inch deep. Next, water gently but thoroughly. You want to keep the soil moist, not soaking wet. Place your seed trays in a warm spot, around 70 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit. A sunny windowsill works wonders, or you can use a seedling heat mat for consistent warmth. Provide at least 12 to 16 hours of sunlight each day. A grow light can be a lifesaver if natural light is limited. With a little patience and lots of love, you'll start to see those tiny sprouts emerge in about 5 to 10 days. It's like magic. As those tiny seedlings grow taller and stronger, they'll eventually outgrow their cozy seed trays. That's our cue to transplant them into larger pots, or, if the weather's right, directly into the garden. But before we transplant, we need to prepare our seedlings for the big move. This process is called hardening off. For about a week before transplanting, start introducing your seedlings to outdoor conditions for a few hours each day. Gradually increase their exposure to sunlight, wind, and cooler temperatures. This helps them build resilience and adapt to their new environment. Once your seedlings have 2 to 3 sets of true leaves, those are the ones that emerge after the initial seed leaves, they're ready to be transplanted. Gently loosen the soil around the roots, being careful not to damage those delicate stems. Whether you're potting them up or planting directly into the ground, ensure they have plenty of room to grow. Remember, those little seedlings will soon transform into thriving tomato plants. Just as every good home renovation starts with a solid foundation, creating the perfect environment for your tomato plants is crucial. First things first, location, location, location. Tomatoes are sun worshippers. They crave at least 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight each day, so choose a spot in your garden that gets plenty of sunshine. Next, let's talk soil. Tomatoes love well-drained, fertile soil with a slightly acidic pH of 6.0 to 6.8. If your soil is heavy clay or sandy, amending it with organic matter like compost or aged manure will do wonders. It's like giving your plants a gourmet meal. Now for drainage. No one likes soggy roots, so ensure your planting site drains well. If you have heavy clay soil, consider planting in raised beds or mounds to improve drainage. Take your time, prepare the soil thoroughly, and create a welcoming environment for your tomato plants. They'll reward you with an abundance of delicious fruit. With our planting site prepped and ready, it's time to get those tomato plants in the ground. This is always such a rewarding moment for me in the garden. Dig planting holes about 12 to 18 inches apart and deep enough to bury 2/3 of the stem. This encourages a strong root system. Before you place each plant in its hole, gently remove the lower leaves. These leaves would be buried anyway, and removing them helps prevent disease. Now gently place each plant into its hole, ensuring the root ball is level with the soil surface. Backfill the hole with soil, gently firming it around the base of the plant. Once all your tomato plants are in the ground, give them a good watering. This helps settle the soil around the roots and gives them a much-needed drink after their big move. Your tomatoes are now ready to grow. As your tomato plants grow taller and start producing fruit, they'll need a little help staying upright. That's where supporting structures come in. Think of them as sturdy friends lending a helping hand. There are a few different options to choose from: stakes, cages, or trellises. Stakes are great for determinate tomato varieties which grow to a certain height and then stop. Cages are ideal for indeterminate varieties which continue growing and producing fruit throughout the season. Trellises are versatile and can be used for both determinate and indeterminate varieties. Installing these supports early on is key. I like to put them in place at planting time or shortly after. This prevents root disturbance later on. Gently tie the main stem of each plant to its support using soft plant ties or strips of cloth. As the plant grows, continue tying it to the support every 8 to 10 inches. Providing support not only keeps your plants upright but also improves air circulation, reduces disease, and makes harvesting a breeze. Just like we need water to stay hydrated, tomato plants require consistent moisture to thrive, especially during those hot summer months. Aim to water your tomato plants deeply and evenly, about 2 to 3 times per week. Stick your finger about an inch into the soil. If it feels dry, it's time to water. Water at the base of the plants, avoiding the leaves. Wet leaves can invite fungal diseases. And try to water in the morning so the leaves have time to dry before nightfall. Now let's talk mulch. Think of mulch as a protective blanket for your soil. It helps retain moisture, suppresses weeds, and regulates soil temperature. Spread a 2 to 3 inch layer of organic mulch like straw, shredded bark, or compost around your tomato plants, leaving a few inches of space around the stem to prevent rot. This will keep your tomatoes happy and hydrated. Tomato plants need a steady supply of nutrients. It's like giving them a vitamin boost. Use a balanced fertilizer, like a 10-10-10 NPK formula. This provides essential nutrients for healthy growth. Keep your tomatoes well fed for a bountiful harvest. Just like every home needs upkeep, our tomato plants benefit from regular pruning. Indeterminate varieties produce suckers, small shoots between the main stem and branches. Suckers divert energy from fruit production. Pinch off suckers regularly. Watch for pests like aphids, caterpillars, and whiteflies. Use insecticidal soap or neem oil. Regular maintenance keeps your plants healthy. Happy gardening. After weeks of nurturing and caring for your tomato plants, the moment you've been waiting for has finally arrived. Harvest time. There's nothing quite like plucking those ripe, juicy tomatoes from the vine. Depending on the variety, tomatoes typically mature in 60 to 90 days. You'll know they're ready when they've reached their full size and color, and they feel slightly firm to the touch. For the best flavor, I recommend harvesting your tomatoes when they're fully ripe and still warm from the sun. Gently twist or use a pair of pruning shears to remove them from the vine. Once you've harvested your tomatoes, store them at room temperature for the best flavor. Avoid refrigerating them, as this can affect their texture and taste. Now it's time to savor the fruits of your labor. Whether you're enjoying them fresh in salads, slicing them up for sandwiches, or cooking up a big pot of homemade tomato sauce, those homegrown tomatoes are sure to be bursting with flavor. Enjoy your harvest. And there you have it. From tiny seeds to bountiful harvests, we've covered everything you need to know to grow your own delicious tomatoes. Remember, gardening is a journey, not a destination. Don't be afraid to experiment, learn from your experiences, and most importantly, have fun along the way. Happy gardening, friends.